Ever wondered why your JSON.stringify is stripping away your functions, or why your date objects turn into plain strings? Well, today we are going to fix that. In this video, we will cover JavaScript JSON and data handling practice questions, mastery exam prep. Master JavaScript JSON and data handling with these 30 practice questions designed for developers and certification candidates. Welcome to this comprehensive practice session on JavaScript JSON and data handling. We've compiled 30 exam-style questions covering serialization, parsing, the replacer and reviver parameters, and real-world API data manipulation. Before we dive in, make sure you have your console open to follow along with these tricky scenarios. Which of the following is a valid JSON string? Option A, name, John, age, 30. Option B, name, John, age, 30. Option C, name, John, age, 30. Option D, name, John, age, 30. Closing curly bracket. The correct answer is B. JSON, JavaScript object notation, has very strict syntax rules compared to JavaScript object literals. 1. Both keys and string values must be enclosed in double quotes. Single quotes are not allowed. 2. Trailing commas at the end of an object or array are strictly forbidden in JSON. 3. Keys must be quoted. Option B follows all these rules. Double quotes for keys and values, and no trailing comma. What happens when you attempt to use JSON.stringify on a JavaScript object that contains a function? Option A. The function is converted to a string representation. Option B. The method throws a type error. Option C. The property containing the function is omitted from the result. Option D. The function is converted to null. The correct answer is C. JSON is a data-only format. It does not support functions, undefined, or symbols. When JSON.stringify encounters a function as an object property, it simply omits that property from the resulting string. However, if a function is found in an array, it is converted to null to maintain the array's index integrity. Which parameter of JSON.parse allows you to transform the parsed value before it is returned? Option A, replacer. Option B, transformer. Option C, reviver. Option D, formatter. The correct answer is C. JSON.parse accepts an optional second argument called the reviver function. This function is called for every key-value pair being parsed, allowing you to manually transform data, like converting a date string back into a date object, before the final object is returned to the user. Why is JSON.parse, JSON.stringify, OBJ, considered a lossy way to deep clone an object? Option A. It can only clone objects up to 2 levels deep. Option B. It loses non-serializable data like dates, infinity, and regex. Option C. It is significantly slower than using a for-in loop. Option D. It creates a shallow copy instead of a deep copy. The correct answer is B. While this method is a quick hack for deep cloning, it has major limitations. Date objects are converted to ISO strings and not revived back. Infinity and nan become null. Map, set, and regexp objects are lost or turned into empty objects. This makes it lossy because the resulting clone is not a perfect functional replica of the original. In JSON, stringify, value, replacer, space. What does the space parameter do? Option A. It defines the maximum character limit for the string. Option B. It specifies the number of spaces for indentation. Pretty printing. Option C. It adds white space between the keys and values only. Option D. It determines how many levels of nesting to allow. The correct answer is B. The third parameter of JSON, stringify, is space. If it is a number, it specifies the number of spaces to use as indentation for readability. Pretty printing. If it is a string, like T, that string is used for indentation. If omitted, the resulting JSON string has no white space. Which of the following data types is not supported by the JSON standard? Option A, number. Option B, Boolean. Option C, undefined. Option D, array. The correct answer is C. The JSON standard, RFC 8259, supports strings, numbers, booleans, null, objects, and arrays. It does not support undefined. If you try to stringify an object property with the value undefined, it will be omitted. If undefined is in an array, it becomes null. What occurs if you attempt to stringify an object with a circular reference? Option A. The output string contains circular single quote dot. Option B. The process enters an infinite loop. Option C. It throws a type error, converting circular structure to JSON. Option D. It ignores the circular properties and continues. The correct answer is C. JavaScript's JSON, stringify, is not built to handle circular references, where an object refers to itself directly or indirectly. If such a structure is detected, the engine throws a type error to prevent a stack overflow from an infinite recursive traversal. What is the purpose of the replacer parameter in JSON, stringify? Option A. To replace all double quotes with single quotes. Option B. To filter or transform the properties that get serialized. Option C. To automatically encrypt sensitive data keys. Option D. To replace the global JSON object with a custom one. The correct answer is B. The replacer, second parameter, can be a function or an array. As an array, it acts as a whitelist. Only properties included in the array will be serialized. As a function, it allows you to dynamically change or even remove values by returning undefined during the stringification process. Which HTTP header is used to tell the server that the client is sending JSON data? Option A. Accept. Application JSON. Option B. Content type. Text JavaScript. Option C. Content type. Application JSON. Option D. Data format JSON. The correct answer is C. The content type header indicates the media type of the resource being sent. For JSON, the standard MIME type is application JSON. The accept header is used to tell the server what format the client wants to receive in response. What does JSON.parse return if the input string is null? Option A. Throws a syntax error. Option B. An empty object. Option C. The JavaScript value null. Option D. Undefined. The correct answer is C. since null is a valid JSON value. JSON.parse null successfully parses it and returns the JavaScript primitive value null. This is often a point of confusion for developers expecting an error or an empty object. How does JSON handle a JavaScript date object during stringification? Option A. It creates a new date object literal. Option B. It calls the dates to JSON method, resulting in an ISO string. Option C. It throws an error because JSON doesn't support dates. Option D. It saves the date as a Unix timestamp number. The correct answer is B. Date objects in JavaScript have a built-in to JSON method. JSON.stringify detects this method and uses its return value. An ISO 8601 string like the 27th of October 2023 T 10 hours 0 minutes and 0 seconds .000z instead of the object structure. If you provide an array of strings as the second argument to JSON.stringify, what is the effect? Option A. The array is appended to the JSON output. Option B. Only the properties with names found in that array are included in the output. Option C. The array acts as a list of keys to be excluded from the output. Option D. The output is automatically formatted as an array. The correct answer is B. When the replacer parameter is an array, it acts as a whitelist. Only the property names listed in that array will be included in the resulting JSON string. All other properties in the object will be ignored. What is the result of JSON.stringify, nan? Option A, nan. Option B, null. Option C, undefined. Option D, null. The correct answer is D. In JSON, numeric values that cannot be represented, like nan and infinity, are not permitted. When JSON.stringify encounters these, it serializes them as the JSON value null. Therefore, the output is the string null. Can JSON contain comments? Option A, yes, using for single-line comments. Option B, yes, using asterisk for multi-line comments. Option C, no, comments are not part of the JSON standard. Option D, yes, but only if they are inside a string value. The correct answer is C. Douglas Crockford, the creator of JSON, explicitly removed comments from the specification to prevent people from using them to hold parsing directives, which would have destroyed interoperability, while some parsers, like those in VS Code, allow them. Standard JSON.parse will throw a syntax error when using fetch to get JSON data from an API. Which method do you usually call on the response object? Option A, response, parse. Option B, response, get JSON. Option C, response, JSON. Option D, JSON, parse, response. The correct answer is C. The fetch API provides a JSON method on the response object. This method returns a promise that resolves with the result of parsing the response body text as JSON. It is more convenient than manually getting response text and then calling JSON.parse. In a reviver function for JSON.parse text reviver, what are the two arguments passed to the function? Option A, the current object and the target object. Option B, the key and the value of the property being processed. Option C, the index and the value. For arrays. Option D, the string and the parsed object. The correct answer is B. The reviver function is called for every member of the object or array. It receives key and value as arguments. You can modify the value or return undefined to delete the property entirely from the resulting object. What is the result of JSON.stringify undefined? Option A, undefined. Option B, undefined. Option C, null. Option D, null. The correct answer is B. Unlike nan or null, if you pass undefined directly into JSON.stringify as the root value, it returns the JavaScript value undefined, not a string. This signifies that the value is not representable in JSON. What is the file extension typically used for JSON files? Option A, JS. Option B, .json. Option C, JSON. Option D, .xml. The correct answer is C. The standard file extension for JSON files is JSON. It is a text-based format that is independent of any programming language, although it uses a subset of JavaScript's literal syntax. Which of these will correctly allow a big int to be stringified by JSON.stringify? Option A. It works natively in modern browsers. Option B. Adding a to JSON method to the big int prototype. Option C. Wrapping it in an object. Option D. Using the replacer parameter to convert it to a string. The correct answer is D. JSON.stringify does not support big int and will throw a type error if it encounters one. To solve this, you must use a replacer function to convert the big int into a string or a number before it is serialized. If you use JSON.stringify A, 1, B, 2, null, what will the indentation look like? Option A. It will use 2 spaces for indentation. Option B. It will use the string for each level of indentation. Option C. It will throw an error because is not a number. Option D. It will ignore the and use default tabs. The correct answer is B. The space parameter can be a string. If it is, that specific string, up to 10 characters, is used for each level of indentation, allowing for custom formatting like using dashes or specific tab characters. Which of the following values will remain unchanged when passed through JSON.stringify and then JSON.parse? Option A, new date. Option B, ABC program. Option C, 1, 2, 3. Option D, undefined. The correct answer is C. Arrays and basic primitives, except undefined, nan, infinity, are perfectly preserved through the serialization cycle. Dates become strings, regex objects become empty objects, and undefined is lost entirely. What error is thrown when JSON.parse receives an invalid JSON string? Option A, type error. Option B, reference error. Option C, syntax error. Option D, parse error. The correct answer is C. JSON.parse enforces strict syntax. If the string contains single quotes, trailing commas, or unquoted keys, the parser cannot complete its work and throws a syntax error. What does the 201 created status code usually mean in a RESTful API context? Option A. The request was successful and a new resource was created. Option B. The request was received but not yet processed. Option C. The server successfully updated an existing resource. Option D. The JSON data sent was invalid. The correct answer is A. HTTP 201 created is the standard response for a successful POST request that results in the creation of a new resource on the server, often returning the new resource's URI in the location header. When the reviver function of JSON.parse is executing, what is this bound to? Option A. The window global object. Option B. The object currently being parsed. Option C. The JSON object itself. Option D. It is undefined in strict mode. The correct answer is B. During the execution of a reviver function, this is set to the object that contains the property currently being processed. This allows you to access other properties of the same object while reviving a specific key. What happens if an object has a custom to JSON method when passed to JSON.stringify? Option A. The method is ignored. Option B. JSON.stringify uses the value returned by to JSON for serialization. Option C. The method is executed after the stringification is complete. Option D. It causes a circular reference error. The correct answer is B. If an object has a to JSON method, JSON.stringify will call that method and serialize the returned value instead of the original object. This is how data objects are handled and how you can customize serialization for your own classes. Is JSON case sensitive? Option A. No. Keys are case insensitive. Option B. Yes. Both keys and string values are case sensitive. Option C. Only string values are case sensitive. Option D. Only the keys are case sensitive. The correct answer is B. JSON is fully case sensitive. The keys name and name are considered two different properties. Similarly, the values true and true are different. In fact, true would be a string while true is a boolean. What is the result of JSON.stringify? 1. Undefined. 3. Option A. Quote 1. Null. 3. Quote. Option B. Quote 1. Undefined. 3. Quote. Option C. Quote 1. 3. Quote. Option D. Throws an error. The correct answer is A. When undefined is an element in an array, JSON.stringify cannot omit it without shifting the positions of other elements. To preserve the array's structure and indices, it converts undefined to null. What is the main advantage of JSON over XML for data interchange in web applications? Option A. JSON supports more data types. Option B. JSON is natively supported by JavaScript and is typically less verbose. Option C. JSON is more secure than XML. Option D. JSON allows for functions to be passed between systems. The correct answer is B. JSON is generally preferred in web apps because it is shorter, less overhead, and maps directly to JavaScript objects, making it easier to parse and use than XML, which requires a DOM parser. In what order does the reviver function process a nested object? Option A, top down, from the root to the leaves. Option B, bottom up, from the leaves to the root. Option C, random order based on memory allocation. Option D, alphabetical order of the keys. The correct answer is B. The reviver function works recursively. It starts at the deepest nested properties, the leaves, and moves upward, finally reaching the root object, which has an empty string as its key. This ensures that child objects are already revived by the time their parent is processed. What is the formal term for converting a JavaScript object into a JSON string? Option A, parsing. Option B, deserialization. Option C, serialization. Option D, encryption. The correct answer is C. Serialization is the process of converting a data structure or object into a format that can be stored or transmitted, like a string. The reverse process, string to object, is called deserialization, or parsing. That concludes our 30-question deep dive into JavaScript JSON and data handling. How many did you get right? If this was helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more developer certification practice. For the full 50+ question set and detailed study guides, check the link in the description below.